Well, it's been quite a while since I've recorded a daily rant for this channel. How's it going, guys? It's Jer Bear. Today's date is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. So I've got someone to rant about today. I haven't done this in a while. I hope you've all been doing well. I've been doing okay. If you watch my Sunday video updates, you kind of stay up to date on what's been going on in my life. You're in the loop, although recently I had some technical difficulties with the camera, but I still managed to get in my hour on this channel. So today, the rant goes out to Kathy Radigan, who has a Facebook page called The Forever Nest by Kathy Radigan, or something to that effect anyway. I know I should probably get it right if I'm ranting about the person. So, it's weird to me because in the autism world that I have witnessed the most coming from autism pages is that they are big on inclusion. Now, inclusion means that we, the general public, include your children in everyday normal functioning activities as we do. We include your children as part of the regular norm of things, which they are normal, and that's not to say they're not normal. I'm not suggesting that at all, and I don't want to put out that message that I'm suggesting that they're not normal. No, they are normal. They're just as human as anybody else, and I have no issue at all with acknowledging that. However, when you have this page and you call yourself an advocate, the idea of inclusion to me, if you really understand the English language and you know what the word inclusion means that you are inclusive of people. Now, someone who, I don't know why they blocked me from the page. I'm using this occasion more or less to put out the message that you can't be a hypocrite like Kathy Radigan here. It's hypocritical to have a page where you talk about your child being on the autism spectrum, which I'm fine with that. Educate people, that's what it's about. But this bit of information or this bit of education about hypocrisy, about inclusion, never gets out into the general public. So allow me to take on the liberty of offering that. So, Kathy, I know this is eventually going to get back to you, and I would have otherwise enjoyed a conversation with you. Not name calling, not telling you to piss off like I did in the email. Yeah, I acknowledge that. I mean, even if she didn't take screenshots and go and whine to her Facebook cult, I still would have come on here and acknowledged and admitted to the fact that, yes, I did email her. And she said, well, I find it funny that someone would take time out of their day to find my email address. Well, guess what, sweetheart? Your email address is on your fucking page. Do you actually think I dug on the internet? I didn't dig around. It doesn't take much digging when you're putting the fucking information out there on your public page. What is it with you people? You just don't get that. If you're putting the email address on your public follow page, you're going to act all surprised when someone contacts you at the email address you provide them? And I'm the one who's the lowest of the low? Well, guess what, sweetheart? You could have instead had a conversation with me in email instead of going back and whining to your Facebook cult. You could have just as well said, hey, maybe there was a misunderstanding. Let's fix this. Let's correct it. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I misread you. Let's have this conversation, this back and forth in email. I would have been down with that. No one believes in communicating. No one. Yeah, I did come off and I told her, you can kindly piss off. Absolutely. I acknowledge that fully, 110%. Yes, I did tell her to piss off. Because this kind of shit happens all the fucking time. You have a page where parents are wanting inclusion and They want you to include and involve their children in normal daily activities. You know, things that we take for granted, like driving a car or whatever it is, sporting outings and, things like that. These kids want to be included, and the parents are advocating for inclusion. But sweetheart, Kathy, I hope you're listening. You can't want inclusion, you can't want inclusion while actively excluding the very people, as myself, who are there to show support for your daughter. We are trying to be inclusive. And to me, it makes absolutely zero sense how you think you can have it both ways. You can't want inclusion and then cut people off who try to be inclusive. We're delivering on your requests. How the fuck does that work? This is the only main issue I have really with the autism community, other than they use the stupid ass word community. It's not a community. We got to stop with this community nonsense. I think we're slowly but surely starting to drift away from this idea of the word community when we're describing a demographic of people, and demographic is the more appropriate word I think we're all looking for. I found it 6 years ago. Some people are still using old words and old terminologies. It's outdated. Get with the fucking program. Catch up with the rest of the world. It's not a community. Now, I'm not anti whatever when it comes to autistic people. Not just children, and autism in general. I'm not anti-autism. I'm inclusive of everybody. I treat people the way that I want to be treated. But I don't just block somebody off of a page that is meant to garner followers and to deliver on your request, and then go and whine about it to Facebook when someone reaches out to you and says, hey, this is bullshit. In so many words. I didn't say this is bullshit. I just said that she's a hypocrite. You can't want inclusion and then turn somebody away who's being inclusive. We're delivering on your request. We're giving you what you're asking for, and then you're pushing them away anyway. It's hypocritical. It's every bit of hypocritical. And I read the comments. I have ways of seeing things. So you can block me from the page. I'm still reading the comments. Absolutely. So, Kathy, you really need to learn how to practice what you preach, and that doesn't go just for Kathy. It goes for the entire autism demographic. You all need to practice what you preach. Now, it would make sense, say, for example, if someone was being inappropriate on the channel, if they were saying something sexually explicit, which I've seen that happen quite often. But that's not the case here. If I was being inappropriate, Kathy then would have a case. Or it could very well be she's like the rest of the brainless lunatics who just blindly believe everything they're told without actually challenging and questioning what they're being told, which happens more oftentimes than not in this day and age. But Kathy, I would have had more respect for you if you would have at least consulted me, or at least replied to my email before taking a screenshot of the email and posting it all over the page. I would have had more respect for you if you would have just responded, even if I told you to piss off. You could have said, well, I'm sorry that you're upset, or I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, let's talk about this, and I would have very much retracted my statement to tell you to piss off. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Whether you want to believe that now or not, I'm actually a pretty cool dude. And all the people who are saying I'm the lowest of the low, well, thank you for judging me by one email. I really appreciate that. And I'll admit, maybe I shouldn't have went to that extent of telling her to piss off. Maybe I shouldn't have. And most people would probably also argue, well, you shouldn't have emailed her in the first place. Well, if she's going to put the email address out there for me to contact her privately, I'm going to jump on it. You can't put information out there publicly and then scratch your head wondering, how did he find my email address? Sweetheart, it wasn't much of a dig. You got it on your fucking Facebook page. It wasn't hard to find. No, I truly, even after all this is said and done, after I've spoken my piece here, and this will probably be the quickest daily rant that I've done in a while, I still wish Kathy all the best. I wish her daughter the best because her daughter is on the autism spectrum. I'm not attacking her daughter. I'm attacking this idea that people who whine about inclusiveness and inclusion are also actively pushing those very people away who are delivering on the requests for inclusion. Make it make sense. But anyway, that's today's Daily Rant. Thank you so much for listening. I've been here for a little over 10 minutes. My name is Jared Fuller, a.k.a. the Jerry Bear, and I'll see you all again next time. So until then, toodaloo!